Hello, third graders. Happy Thursday. Today, I'm going to read you a reading passage. And then when you're done listening to this video today, you're going to go and take a 10-question quiz about this reading passage. So all you have to do is make sure that you listen carefully to the story. You can even read it again. I'm going to attach it to your assignment for today. And make sure that you take that quiz for today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And all you have to do is make sure that you are listening carefully and that you listen to the details. So today's book is called Morty and the Oatmeal Babysitter. I'm going to scroll down. So as a reminder, we start on the left side. Morty is a very mischievous mouse who always does very mischievous things. Morty's day started off badly at breakfast. Morty poured cheesy O's into his bowl. All 3 cheesy O's, that is. Someone had eaten the rest and left the empty box in the pantry. He may have done it. He wasn't sure. Now his options for breakfast were bleak. Mother placed a bowl of hot oatmeal in front of Morty. He didn't look up. He was staring at, where in the attic is Marvin Mouse, on the back of the Cheesy O's box, trying to decode the clues. When Morty finally stuck his spoon into the bowl, the oatmeal was cold and thick. He didn't dare eat it. It could get stuck in his throat. I'll skip breakfast, he thought. Besides, his favorite television show was about to start. Morty, I have a special favor to ask you, Mother said, turning down Mega Mouse at the most exciting part. I need to go help Aunt Edna for a bit. Would you please mouse sit your brothers and sisters? Uh-huh, Morty answered without taking his eyes from the TV. I don't want you to have any friends in the house. Don't let your brothers or sisters leave the yard either. I should be home in a few hours. Mother paused and added, if all goes well while I'm gone, I'll take you, Ben, and Fred to the circus tomorrow. At this, Morty looked up. Really? The circus? That sounds great. What could be better than going to the circus with his 2 best friends? Morty could already smell the cheese popcorn and feel the excitement of the big tents, arcade, games, and daring tricks. Mother planted a kiss on Morty's ear and made one final request. Please be good. After she left, Morty cranked up the volume on Mega Mouse. His 6 brothers and sisters were outside playing. Maybe I'll just stay on the sofa and watch TV until Mom gets home, he thought. But it sure would be great if there were some Cheezios to munch on. A little while later, Morty heard the doorbell ringing. He scampered to the door when he opened it. Ben and Fred began squeaking at once. The circus, it's here, Ben said. You have to come now. They're setting up. We can sneak under the back fence to see everything. Yeah, everything. Elephants, tigers, the sword swallowers, and the fire-breathing mouse, Fred added. Come on, right now. We can see the stuff that most mice never get to see, Ben said. Morty thought, I'll go for only a few minutes. But who can watch the mice if I go? I'd have to be home before Mom comes back. Then Morty had a mischievous idea. I can go, Morty said. Send my brothers and sisters inside. I'll need a couple of minutes with them. Oh, and don't come in the house, Morty added, remembering that his mom had said no friends in the house. Morty ran to the pantry and got the bulky bag of oatmeal. Then he started running nice, warm water in the bathtub. As his little brothers and sisters came in, Morty said, Time for a bath. You want to be nice and clean when your mother gets home. Hop in. Soon the tub was lively with 6 little mice splashing in the warm water. Morty poured the oatmeal into the tub. Oatmeal will make the perfect mouse sitter, he thought. They won't get into any trouble, and I'll be back in time to free them before Mother returns. Next, Morty turned the cool water for a quick, almost cement-like thickening. Then he shut off the water and snuck out of the house before the mice had time to squeak. Ben and Fred led the way as the 3 mice explored every tent and animal cage. They weren't helping with the setup. The circus animals were napping, and even the scary lion looked peaceful. On a dare from Fred, Morty squeezed himself through the bars of the cage to gently touch the lion's mane. His heart felt like it would pound right out of his chest with fear. It beat so loudly he was sure it would wake the lion. After that bit of daring, Ben, Fred, and Morty scurried around the snack stands. They wanted to stuff themselves with warm cheese popcorn and candy apples, but that would have to wait until tomorrow, when the circus opened for business. Morty quietly peeked into the back of a noisy tent. There were a few mice practicing silly moves. Ben and Fred, come check this out. They're clowns without their face paint. Don't they just look like regular mice? Morty said. They turned at every sight, smell, and sound. Morty was most curious about the games on the midway, where the sideshow tents were. How come it seemed as if no one ever won? Morty spotted a row of stuffed mega mouses ready to lure anyone with a few quarters to play. I'll win one of those tomorrow when I come back with Mother, Morty said to himself. Mother! Oh no! Morty had completely forgotten about his brothers and sisters. He had to hurry home to get everyone out of the tub before Mom returned. It was nearly dark. This is bad, Morty screamed at Ben and Fred. I've got to go right now. I'm in big trouble. Ben and Fred had heard that line from Morty before. They weren't going to leave yet. The trapeze act was about to practice. Returning from Aunt Edna's, Mother was surprised to find no mice playing in the front yard. When she opened the front door, the television was blaring, but there was no one watching it. Clicking off the TV, she heard the faint sound of whimpering coming from the bathroom. Oh dear, what have we here? Mother said, using her calming voice. Her precious children weren't harmed, but felt hurt that their big brother would play such a mean trick on them. Mother quickly turned on the hot water as the oatmeal got runny. She lifted out each of her little mice and gave them a big hug. So Morty gave him an oatmeal bath, but they got stuck in the oatmeal. Morty skidded around the corner and scampered up his street at full mouse speed. Spotting the mouse minivan, his heart sank. Mother was home. Hi, Mother, Morty called out, stepping through the front door. I'm in here, Mother called from the kitchen. Morty's brothers and sisters were sitting around the table eating cheese chowder. The soup smelled delicious. Morty was so excited to tell them about the circus, but he knew that would have to come later. Morty was going to make some yummy oatmeal cookies as a little treat. Mother said, I thought it would be a nice reward if everything went well here while I visited sick Aunt Edna at her house. Gulp. Morty could feel the color rising in his cheek, and his ears were turning red too. But all the oatmeal is gone, Mother continued. Do you know anything about the very long oatmeal bath your brothers and sisters took? Now there's one thing about Morty. He always tells the truth. Yes, he murmured. You see, I really wanted to watch the circus being set up, and I know I promised to watch the mice for you. Morty looked at his brothers and sisters. They had stopped slurping their soup, and all 12 wide eyes stared at him. I'm sorry, I was thinking only about myself. I broke my promise to you, Mother. Morty couldn't tell if Mother was disappointed or angry. Morty, you let me down, and you played a very mean trick on your brothers and sisters. For the second time that day, Morty's heart felt as if it would beat right out of his chest. Maybe now was a good time to change the subject, he thought. You know, the fire-eating mouse? He rinses his mouth with ice-cold water first, and Morty, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself because you will not be going to the circus tomorrow, Mother said. You are grounded. You will use the money you saved for the circus to buy a bulk bag of oatmeal. Yes, Mother, Morty murmured. Also, I believe you have a bathroom to clean before dinner. Okay, Morty said as he turned to leave the kitchen. Tears started to fall. He didn't want his brothers and sisters to see how disappointed he was. The bathroom was a mess. Hardened oatmeal covered the walls and floor. Morty used a shovel from the sandbox to get all the drain-clogging oatmeal out. He could hear his brothers excitedly talking about the lions and elephants they would see tomorrow. Up to his elbows in oatmeal slurry, all Morty could think about was that stuffed mega mouse. He knew he couldn't win it, but now he couldn't even get a chance to try. So we can learn a lot from this story, because this story talks about how it's important to tell the truth and how it's important to listen to your parents or an adult at the house. I hope you enjoyed this story. I'm going to post this story for you to read so you do well on the quiz. Have a great day, third graders.